Ladies and gentlemen, you're most welcome again. In today's video, we want to look at how we can do formatting in Microsoft Excel. When you want to do formatting, we utilize one of the group in the Home tab. A Home tab is found in the ribbon, so when you open the Home tab, you get a group of tools. These tools are in groups. The first group is the clipboard, then you have the font, alignment, numbers, and styles. So we're going to be using the font group and then the numbers. So when you look at the font group in the Home tab, you see we have tools such as bold, italic, border, the color, and so on. So we're going to see how we can use them one by one. So to start with, we have the font. So when you talk about the font, we are going to be dealing with the bold. How do we bold? So you select one of these, like I select bold, then you go into the Home tab. In that group, you see the word B, click on it, and then you see this will turn to bold. Bold is making the word strong. Then we have italic. Italic is when you make the value to be in slanting. So you select italic, then you come into the font group. You see the symbol I. That I represent italic. Then click on it. Then you see the word turns to italic. What about the border? When you select border, then you come, you see the border. We have top border, bottom, left, and right. So in this case, you can select all border. All border will cover both the top, bottom, left, and right border. So you can select all border, and then that cell or that box will now have all the borders. The background color. When you want to put the background color on your cell, you select that cell which has a value, then you go to background color. Background color is this one, which is called the theme color. So you can choose any of the color. For example, I use yellow. Now you can see I have yellow color in the background. What about the font color? The font color will only affect the font or the real characters. So here, I'm going to select the cell, then I go to this one, where you see A with red, click that, then you see select any color of your choice. I can say blue, so now you can see I have blue color on these values. So these characters have turned into blue, and that's what we call the font color. What about if I want to use the font size? The font size is when you want to increase or decrease the size of a value. So I'm going to select that, then I go ahead and increase the size. We have two A's, the one with an arrow going up, and then we have another one with an arrow pointing down. The one pointing up is for increasing the size, whereas the one pointing down is for decreasing the size. So you can either increase the size by using that A, or you can decrease the size by using the other one pointing down. So if I increase that one, the maximum is 72, as you can see, and then the minimum is I think 11. No, the minimum is 8. So the minimum font size in Microsoft Excel is 8, but the maximum is 72. So you can increase the size. Then after that, now we have seen how to utilize all this. We have seen how to make bold. You can also go ahead and select the font name. The font name, like you can say font name. Now on the font name, when you select that, then you go to the font name. We have different font name available, so you can choose which one you want. Like when I select that, that's the font name, or you can select any other font name to represent the values you are working on. Maybe I select California FB, then that's the font name for that. What about alignment? We have alignment left, alignment center, alignment right, then justified. So on this, I'm going to put a text value, say text. So I'm going to say alignment center. It will take the word to the center of the cell. Alignment right alignment left. It will take the word to the left of your cell. Alignment right will take the word to the right. So what about indent? When I use indent, we have two options: increase indent and then decrease indent. So when I select indent, like this will take the word like to the left by selecting the tab, one tab at a go. So like you can see when I say increase indent, it takes the word to the left, I mean to the right of the cell. But when I say decrease indent, it takes the word backward to the left of the cell. So that's the meaning of indent. What about I have text direction? I say text direction. Direction. So when you use text direction is which angle do you want your characters to be or your text values. So you can use that. We have the angle clockwise, counterclockwise. We have angle clockwise, vertical text, rotate text down, text up, and so on. So if I say angle clockwise, if I select that, now you can see how the direction of my text varies. If I select angle counterclockwise, you can see now where it is facing. If I select rotate text up, you can see how it is showing up. If I select rotate text down, you can see that it is showing down. It is moving downwards. So that's how we can do the alignment, text, indent, and then text direction. What about numbers? Let me first put this to okay, it's fine. So what about the numbers? Normally in Microsoft Excel we have different number format. Like we have the general numbers, we have currency, accounting, we have date, both short and long dates, then we have time, percentage, fraction, scientific, and text values. So we have sample numbers here. So I'm going to select one of the number, which is 45. Now in this, when I select 45, I'm going to say general. General is that the way it is, like when you are typing, it's by default in general form. But when I select numbers, this is how it is supposed to be. 45.00. It has 2 decimal places. Then we go to the second value. The second number, which is 56, I want to make it currency. When you put currency, you can see it has put a dollar sign in front of 56. You can use different currencies like euros, like pound, and dollars. So depending on the currency you want to use, you can always apply the currency symbol in front of the value. So the other thing we're going to look at is how to use the accounting. Accounting, now the difference between accounting and currency is that accounting, it will take the dollar sign to the end of the cell on your left. As you can see, there's a distance in between the dollar sign and the real values. But here you can see the dollar sign is just close to the number. That's the difference between currency and accounting. What about if I use short date? The short date will write the dates, like starting with the month, the day, and the year. Like we have March 6th March and 1900. So this is the what? This is the short date. What about the long date? The long date is going to, I can see this the cell. When you get this type of error of 7 hash, this one means that the cell is too small to accommodate the value. Like when you see, it means my cell is long that it cannot fit in this cell. So what you do, you go and adjust the width or the size of this column. So go ahead and tap on top of this line which divides column G and column H. When you click there, then they will show you even the width in pixels and centimeter. Then you can adjust so that you make it big for the what to fit there. Now after adjusting, now you can see my value is now fitting. Like now I have Sunday, March 18th, 1900. So you can see the value was big enough to fit in the other cell. That's why it brought that type of error of 7 hash. So to avoid that, you have to increase the width of that column. The other thing we're going to look at is something to do with percentage. Normally percentage, you get the value and then it add two numbers, and then it will add a percentage at the end. The other thing we're going to look under numbers is the fraction. So how does the fraction be? Like you can see, it takes like one step to the left and leaves the other side for a denominator. So we have a numerator and then a denominator. Then the other thing we're going to talk about is the scientific. The scientific form is when you have a power, like writing the numbers into scientific. Like you have 5.7, then e plus 10 to power 1. So normally you write the numbers in scientific when they are in a power form. So the last one is when you want to write the numbers into text. So when you want to write into text, now Excel will not evaluate this as numbers. Instead, we evaluate them as a text value. That's why you see like 78 is now at the end of the cell on your left, as you can see where it is. So when you learn how to do this, you can format anything. You can format text values. Of course, this involves both alphabetical letters and numerical numbers combined. You can learn how to do different alignment by that involves like text, indent, direction, and so on. You can deal with numbers, and everything will be okay. You can change colors, you can bold, you can do italic, and then last time we talked, we made a video on the clipboard we showed you how you can cut, copy, and paste. But maybe for review, I can show you, like if I want to cut board, I go to board, and then I go to clipboard, one of the group in the home tab. So what I will do, I go and click on cut. When I click on cut, now you can see the word board is now selected. What's the difference between cut and copy? Cut is a process where the value is removed from its original and then inserted to another selected cell, whereas copy is that process of duplicating. You have the original value and then you want to duplicate it, and so that you can insert it to another cell. So after selecting that, now you come here, then from there, maybe I want to paste it here, go ahead and select paste. Now you can see the board has been removed from the original press to a new press, and that is what we call cut and paste. Pasting is that process of inserting the value from where it has been to where it is supposed to be. Then what about copy? I want copy italic, so go ahead and select italic, then copy. Now copy is to relieve the original. You get a copy of it, but even you get the original. So I'll go ahead and paste it here. Now I have italic, I have italic again. I have two now italic, meaning that I have the original and the duplicate. So what about the format painter? Format painter is a process where you pick the properties of an object and then you give them to another object. It's like inheritance. So with this one, I can get like the font. The font has properties like it is bold, it has the font color red, and so on. And then the size, it's 11. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select the font, then I go ahead and select format painter. Then after that, I go ahead and press bold. Now when I press bold, now you can see bold, it is now red, meaning it has picked the property of font. So the font was red and bold, and then you have bold, it's red and bold. So that's what we call format painter. So after looking at all this, the tools in the clipboard, the tools in the font, the alignment, and then we can also look at maybe merge and center. Merge and center, this is where we have like values like font is in each cell, alignment is in separate cell, and then we have numbers in separate cell. So when you want to make all this into one word, by you merge all these cells, select all these cells, select all of them, then after go and select merge and center. Like here they're saying merging cells only keeps the up. Okay, so now you can say I have this one to ignore the other values. Press to go back. So whenever you want to merge and center, it's like you have a value which is too big to fit, like I have this value. When you write something like this, Now this is a word which has crossed around one column, 1, 2, then this and this one. So I have 3 columns. So when I want to put this into one cell without affecting the other one, so I will just highlight all those columns which has been affected, then I go ahead and select merge and center. So now you can see without affecting these other ones, like I have only one cell which is known as E16, and that word is fitting there. So ladies and gentlemen, in the next video we shall look at the conditional formatting and see how we can also format as tables and then do different styles. For now, let's stop here, and I encourage you to go and practice so that you can get these skills in details. And also I encourage you guys subscribe to our channel, Tebi Talks. Check our website tebitalks.com, share our videos so that many people can learn the skills. These are the basic skills that we need in our daily lives. Whatever thing we're doing, they can help us. So we love you guys. Let's catch up in the next video.